What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about how aircraft mechanics prevent plane crashes. Guys, being an aircraft mechanic sometimes could feel like an overlooked category in aviation. And this is not because companies do not care about our expertise or our experience. This is more because it's a really small niche in aviation, and there is not a lot of exposure to this category, so people are not really aware of the roles and responsibility we do have in aviation. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the few steps we do take as aircraft maintenance engineers or aircraft mechanic in order to prevent plane accidents. The first one I'm going to talk about is we aircraft mechanics perform daily pre-flight check. So whenever a plane comes from a specific destination, before departure, we aircraft mechanics do a lot of systematic and physical check, whereby we check the hydraulic levels, we check the engine oil quantity, the tire pressure, the tire conditions, the brakes. We do a walk around to make sure there is no type of dent or impact. And this is pre-flight check is actually one of the steps we do take in order to prevent an aircraft accident. And this step is actually really important. It might sound like it's not that much, but it's actually really important, because as an aircraft mechanic, whenever you sign a maintenance release, right, we have something called a maintenance release, and a maintenance release is a document that states that whatever maintenance been done on that aircraft is done in accordance with the airworthiness, right? And the aircraft is airworthy and it's safe to fly, right? So as an aircraft mechanic, whenever you sign a maintenance release, you are taking responsibility for whatever maintenance been done on that aircraft, right? And this is a huge responsibility, right? Almost, you might have flight cancellation, you might have flights delayed due to maintenance issue. This is a result of the pre-flight check we usually do. And me personally, I have been in situations whereby I do a pre-flight check and I find a defect, right? And we do have documents that either has a limitation to the defect, so the defect can be deferred for a couple flight hours or a couple flight cycles, or the defect is a no-go, right? So it's got to be fixed. The plane cannot fly without defects, right? And this pre-flight check is really important. So whenever you guys see a flight that has been canceled or been delayed because of a maintenance issue, you guys got to understand that this is a result of the pre-flight check we aircraft mechanics or aircraft maintenance engineer usually perform before a flight go for the next departure. The second step I'm going to talk about is as aircraft mechanics perform routine checks. So what do I mean by routine checks? Whenever an aircraft is being manufactured, the engineers that design the aircraft usually come up with the scheduled maintenance. And this scheduled maintenance can differ either by flight cycles or by flight hours, right? And it's the responsibility of the owner to make sure the scheduled maintenance is being performed. So the routine checks, we have different types. We have the A checks, we have the B checks, we have the C checks, and we have the H check. The A checks is the biggest one, right? I'm going to explain it in this video too. So the A checks, usually the aircraft comes in the hangar for a really long time. Sometimes it could take a minimum of a month. And during the H check, we literally strip the aircraft naked. So we remove almost every component of the aircraft. So we remove the seat, the carpets, the floorboard, we remove all the panels, we remove sometimes the engine, and we do more of a deeper inspection. So we're looking for more of cracks, corrosion, and or any damages that could affect the airworthiness of the aircraft. And this step is really important. The reason why is it's not, especially the H check, this is not a check that is being done once every year. It's a check that has been done sometimes once every 5 years. It depends on the flight hours, the flight cycle of the aircraft, right? And this is one of the steps we do take as aircraft mechanics to prevent plane crashes. And this is not to scare you guys. Like I said, air transportation is one of the safest in the world, and because there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of regulations, which I'm going to talk about in the next step. There's a lot of regulations we do follow. There's a lot of inspection we do a lot, you know what I mean? And one of the inspections is actually the routine check. So whenever you guys are flying, I want to make sure I want you guys to feel more safe, because behind the scene, we aircraft mechanics or aircraft maintenance engineers are working tirelessly to make sure the aircraft is being safe to fly. The last step I'm going to talk about on how we aircraft mechanics prevent aircraft accidents is by continuous education and compliance with regulations. Yes, you just getting your degree or your diploma, it's not the end of the race, right? As an aircraft mechanic or an aircraft maintenance engineer, you have to requalify yourself, let's say every 5 years or every 10 years, depends on the country you are working, right? And this is why there is zero tolerance. I usually tell people, right, as an aircraft mechanic or aircraft maintenance engineer, and this might sound a little biased, right? I compare our career path, our field to a surgeon. Yes, I know this might sound a little biased, might sound crazy, but it is true because surgeons are working directly with human beings, but we are doing the same thing too, but in an indirect way. And ours is even worse. We're working in a larger scale because not only one person is boarding a flight, you are having almost 200, 300 people boarding a flight. And that is why there's a strict policy, there's strict regulations, there's zero tolerance in aviation, especially for aircraft maintenance engineering. And that is why we have to requalify ourselves. We have to go through education, and also with the advancement of technology, right? A lot of these aircraft are coming up with new system, so we have to keep track of our education. We have to keep track of our experience, our qualification, to make sure we are advancing with technology. This is one of the ways, this is another way we do take in order to prevent aircraft accidents. So whenever you guys see one of those guys on the ramp that say maintenance, doing a walk around checking the tires, you guys not gonna understand these are aircraft mechanics or aircraft maintenance engineers. Guys, if you're trying to get into the field, you're trying to get into the aircraft maintenance engineering or aircraft mechanics, and you are curious about this field, you have passion for aviation, this is a really good field. There's not a lot of exposure, and I feel like people need to be more aware and educated about this field because there's a lot of opportunity. And this is a long-term career. People that have been in this field have been for over 20 years, over 25 years, 30 years. And it's not because the field is just nothing. It's actually an interesting field. People that have been in this field are passionate for it. They like it in the long run. If you're that type of person and you want to learn more about aircraft maintenance engineering or aircraft mechanic, guys, I have hundreds of videos on my channel explaining what we do, showing what we do, explaining how to become an aircraft mechanic. And if you have passion for it, do not forget to check out those videos. And if you want to talk to someone directly, you need a mentor, you need someone to guide you through, answer your questions, I do offer free consultation. You don't have to pay for it. It's all free. The reason why is I was in the same situation, same conditions, whereby I was blindfolded. I didn't have any information regarding aircraft mechanic or aircraft maintenance engineering, and that is why I started this channel. So if you want to talk to someone directly, I do offer a free consultation. All you gotta do is text me on Instagram and we can schedule a call. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Peter. I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer, and like I said, I have hundreds of videos on my channel. Do not forget to check it out. And if you like my videos and you find it educative, please do not forget to share and subscribe. Love you guys.